This week on Outdoor Bound TV, we make a 30-hour trek to northern British Columbia with pro staffer Mike Gate, who is hoping to put his tag on a trophy mountain goat high in the mountains of that province. Now, even though Mike has been a bush pilot and professional guide for most of his life, he'll probably be the first to admit that he was not quite prepared for all that Mother Nature was ready to throw at him on this trip to this remote region. What a fish.
Early bird gets the worm.
That's what you come up here for.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Mission by Matthews and Vortex Optics.
This is my life. The weekend warrior. No more production lines or deadlines. This is why I work 5 days a week. I need speed, power, precision. I expect no less than the best. This is my best. This is my chance. This is my mission.
Simple, efficient, powerful. Mission by Matthews.
Don't let this hunt be your last. The tree clamp by Safe Tree Outdoors is as easy as set, snap, and strap. Simply secure a tree clamp to any hang-on stand. Set it, snap it, and strap it in place. The tree clamp is the safest, easiest way to hang any stand. Set, snap, and strap. Order your tree clamp at safetreeoutdoors.com.
Kalen's has been catching multi-species fish for over 30 years. From our crappie grubs, to our seismic series of hybrid swim baits and grubs, to our jerk minnows.
You can't see that jerk minnow, can you?
To our garlic and salt impregnated wacko worm.
That's a Kalen's Wacko.
Our premium line of Kalen jig heads. Oh, and our original Kalen's grub still does a pretty good job too.
Just look at that Kalen's in her mouth right there.
Hi everyone, welcome to Outdoor Bound TV. I'm Kurt Walbeck. You know, there are some places on this earth that are so remote, you'd swear that no humans have ever laid eyes on it. Well, on this week's show, we get a chance to visit one of those places with pro staffer Mike Gate and our friend Mark Mackay as they get ready to tackle the mountains of northern British Columbia for mountain goat.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Gate from Nestor Falls, Ontario, up on the eastern end of Lake of the Woods. So some pretty exciting stuff happened this fall. So my buddy Mark calls me and says, we got an opportunity to head up into the mountains of British Columbia, hunting mountain goat. Where I'm from, it's generally pretty flat. You know, we've got rolling hills and white-tailed deer and moose and stuff like that. So the opportunity to head to British Columbia with Mark, the decision was pretty easy on my part. I just had to clear it with the wife, which she did, thankfully. I got about 30 hours of driving and then a short airplane ride into camp on Frog Lakes, BC. You can see behind us here, we've got all our packs are ready. Everything's got to fit inside of a small plane. And we're about to embark on our little adventure. You know, he says, here's where you drive to. So drove for another, I believe it turned out to be about 9 hours on some of the nastiest back roads you've ever seen. Ended up at Claw Mountain Outfitters and on Black Lake, I believe it was. 2.5 days of driving. Just shy of 2,000 miles. So we finally made it here to Claw Mountain Outfitters, where we met up with our pilot Tim, who's going to take us another, I guess about a half-hour ride north here to Frog Lakes. Get the airplane loaded with our pilot Tim, and we'll go with Sean Thompson and his son Mitchell from Vanderhoof are joining us, so hopefully Mark has found some stuff for us. This is kind of our last taste of civilization. So we've got all our bags packed and everything's ready to go, so hopefully everything goes fine. We get some animals on the ground and we'll check in later. Part of my background as a float plane pilot is flying fishermen in and out, and nice cabins and all the good stuff. So this fella picks me up, little 185, pack all our gear in there, and off we go. Well, flying in the mountains is something that you see on TV, obviously, but to witness it, firsthand was incredible. We went for about a half-hour plane ride through some of the most beautiful scenery you've ever seen in your life. Goats on the mountaintops, grizzly bears, moose in the swamps. I mean, it was just, we could have turned around right there and I would have been happy. The plane drops us off. Mark and Luke, and of course, Mark's dog, Oi.
Hey, bud.
Hey.
First thing that caught my eye was the big green tarp, which is a necessity. And Mark travels with it everywhere he goes. And that served as a kitchen/pantry. Mark explained to us that, you wanted to keep the pantry and the cooking area away from your sleeping tents. Water was just crystal clear. And of course, being a mountain lake, very cold, so it made bathing a little bit of a challenge. The fish up there, the grayling, and there's trout, incredible. Literally made 6 casts and got these 4 and lost 2 more. These Arctic grayling up here are the cream of the crop, but I mean, look at the size of these things. I mean, that's not even average. I mean, that's what we're catching up here. We're gonna have some good eating tonight and can't wait. Pretty good stuff, eh, Luke?
Pretty bloody good. As good as it gets.
It's our first day up at base camp here, first morning. We're just getting packed up to head up the mountain. So we'll spend a couple of days up there, see if we can find some of the mountain goats. Packing for 3 days, so we should be good. Shouldn't be too bad, so we'll spend the afternoon hiking up there and get ready for tomorrow.
Getting there?
We're getting all set to go here.
A lot of gear.
It is, yeah. From the base camp, you'd set off on a series of different hunts. You're traveling by canoe, so you leave the base camp by canoe. You'd portage a couple of times, get into another lake, and then you'd start up the side of the mountain looking for these goats. Just to kind of put into perspective where we were, you're remote. This is as remote as can get. We like to think down here in northwestern Ontario where, you fly for 100 miles and you're pretty remote. Well, this surpassed that. You were in the middle of nowhere. You want to make sure you pack light, because remember, when you're going in these mountains, everything that you need is on your back. whether it be your sleeping bag, tarps, guns, ammo, food. You know, you're going to go up the mountain for 4 days and hunt and come back. You never know what's going to happen. You could get up there for 2 or 3 days extra with weather and animals or whatever. And along the way, we're running into moose. We're running into mountain caribou. There's sheep up there. There is grizzly bears are very abundant, and they make you nervous. More nervous than you think in some places. The one thing you got to remember is how fast weather can change in the mountains. It's just incredible. So we climb up the mountain here the one afternoon. Just as we were cresting, coming up the top, it's like you can feel the air change. And we just happened to get up to the top and looked over the top, and wow, here comes a storm. So we get camp set up, and you know, consisted of 2 tents. So it was Lucas and I and 1 tent, and Mark and Oya in the other one. So we get hunkered in, and then it really starts to blow. We're in for the night. There's nothing we can do, so make some food and get zipped up inside your sleeping bag and your bivy sack. Wake up in the morning, and it had rained, and then it had turned to sleet, and then it turned to snow. Well, the good thing is we made it up to the top of the mountain here 2 days ago, and then got here just in time, just before dark. Got a pretty good storm rolled through the top end here, and then it rained for basically 24 hours, and then you can see from outside that it turned to snow overnight. So we've been kind of tent bound here for a couple days, not much moving. You open up the zipper to kind of look outside, and you're like, oh no. You can zip it right back down and kind of wake Luke up. I'm like, man, you see what's going on out there? And he's like, yeah, I looked earlier. I'm not getting back up. We spotted a couple goats up here yesterday, so hopefully they're still hunkering down, and we'll see what we can come up with. I come outside and I go around the corner, and I'm kind of standing there and thinking about brushing my teeth or what was going on, and I look around, and here goes a whole herd. There was 7 mountain caribou running past. These things just ran by, and I just stood there and watched them. And I had a tag, and these things just took off, and you're like, that was pretty neat. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Mark! When you're inside your tents in weather like this, you know, we use our jet boils for everything. And for anything you want, hot chocolate, your food, trying to stay warm, everything. I opened the door up and set my cup outside, and the darn thing blew right off the side of the mountain. So there I'm without a cup for 2 more days. You got to be prepared for this stuff, because we sat in them tents for 2 full nights on top of our first night. This was brutal to the point where it was almost scary.
Wow. Now don't go away, because the guys are weathered in there on the mountaintop in northern British Columbia, and I don't think even they know what to do next.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Real Deal Mineral and HHA Sports. Real Deal G2 seeds. The results speak for themselves.
Optimizer by HHA Sports. The Optimizer Lite Ultra, voted #1 single pin adjustable sight for 10 years running. The Optimizer Speed Dial for crossbows, to the yard accuracy with a single reticle. and the Optimizer Horizon, offering unmatched accuracy from both short and long-range firearms. All Optimizer sight systems utilize range dial shoot technology. Ask for Optimizer at a dealer near you.
Because you didn't grow up with a poster of a Corolla on your wall. And during this month's summer clearance event, let the pros at Colby Chrysler Center be your pit crew. The new Hellcat, the 6.2-liter supercharged Hemi, puts out a ground-pounding 707 horsepower, making this Challenger the most powerful muscle car on the planet.
Value Implements serves all of West Central Wisconsin and knows more stores plus more selection equals more value. And value means providing our customers with a wide variety of quality Kubota products. Value means providing outstanding Kubota product knowledge and customer service. Value means providing the largest selection of Kubota products at 6 convenient locations. Value Implement.
More stores, more selection, more value.
You know, each year we receive thousands of photos from our viewers of animals that you've harvested and fish that you've caught, and we'd love to share them with you here on the show. All you have to do to be eligible to win is email us your photo or share it with us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And this year you can win some great prizes once again just for sending us your photos.
Prizes include an assortment of musky lures from Naze Baits, a Yeti cooler from Petrick Service Station, a trip for 2 aboard the Grand Illusion 2 charter boat on Lake Michigan, and this year's grand prize, a 4-day, 3-night fishing vacation at Sunset Cove Resort on Lake of the Woods, Ontario.
And remember, all you have to do to be eligible to win is send us your photo with your name and your hometown. Here are this week's Outdoor Bound TV viewer photos. Now, before we left you for the break, Pro Staffer Mike Gate and his guide Mark Mackay were weathered in on a mountaintop in the far northern reaches of British Columbia. Let's rejoin the expedition and see how these guys are making out.
We sat in them tents for 2 full nights on top of our first night and half of the next day before it broke. It's like, man, is this going to let up? It's only August, but I've never been here before. I don't know if this will last for a month or what. It's like we're going to starve to death, and with all the freezing rain and stuff, getting back down the mountain would have been almost impossible. And the goats are up there, and not just a little ways up there, they're at the top. And when you did find them, then you had to make the call. Is that one that we want to hunt? Because you don't want to climb a mountain for 6 hours and get up there and look at your animal and decide, well, that's not the one I want, because that's going to ruin your day. So when you get your tags up there, you've got tags for billies or nannies. Billies being the male, nannies being the female. The bonus part of having Mark with us is I didn't have to figure a lot of this out on my own. We found the animals. Mark would say, okay, that's, this is Billy, nanny. So Mark would say, okay, stop looking at that one. Look at this one. You really got to remember that. No matter your experience level or whether you may do this professionally elsewhere, but you've hired this guy to be your guide. Let him be your guide. That's the only way to do it. I mean, you start out with your guide, your hunt is going to be long. We got up to the top of a little peak, and we could look across to the other side. Right off the get-go, Mark goes, okay, there's a band of billies over there. We set up our Vortex spotting scope because these animals were over a mile away. There was 2 billies in there that were definitely shooters, so made the decision, okay, we're going to go after these animals. But we get over there and there's a big dish in between us and the animals. It's getting later on in the day, so we get up there and we get to the top of the peak, and the goats are on the other side. Well, they're all still there, and they'd kind of shuffled around from the last time. Remember, it took us just shy of 4 hours to get there, Now we've got to get ourselves in position to get a good, clean shot at these things.
Get over the roll of the mountain, Mike. Get over the roll. Right over.
He was just in a little bit of a bush on the edge of, it was just a little plateau. Finally got the bipod set up for the gun and everything. I looked through the scope, gone. And I'm thinking, where did he go?
I can't see him. Can't see him.
Well, here he just got behind that little bush, and so I was getting a little excited, and Mark's yelling at me, you know, hey, just relax. You don't want to screw this up. And he says, and don't miss. Hey, no problem. Rangefinder was 431 yards, and I got him telling me don't miss, and I'm thinking, yeah, all right, and I'm excited, and I'm you know, shaky, and it's like, oh no, I hope Mark doesn't throw me in that big hole down there.
Okay, give it to him.
Mark's in my ear. You gotta anchor him, you gotta anchor him. He says, we're just gonna end up picking up a bag of hamburger at the bottom.
Yeah. Okay, okay. Okay.
My goat hits the ground, it's anchored, it's not going anywhere, and everybody's just excited. I mean, this was 16 days of pure hell. So we're backslapping and high-fiving and everybody's happy, and I just happen to look over the edge and I'm like, no way. Like, what do we do now? And Mark's like, well, we gotta go get your animal. Like, easier said than done, because it was nasty. It was straight down for a couple thousand feet. We've been glassing goats for basically 8 days. There's no shortage of them around here. It's just trying to find one that's that we wanted to take. And of course we found this one, and we probably can't get any farther away from camp. Like, we're probably still got to be close to 4 miles from there. And we're on the side of a mountain, as you can see. And anyway, we're gonna get this thing loaded up and start our way back down the mountain. You know, thanks to my good buddy Mark and making all this work, and we'll get this guy home. You know, it's something that you'll never forget. You know, I've grown up on the lakes and hunting and fishing and this and that, and you know, you like to think you've got a pretty good handle on, you know, on the world, really. To get out and do a hunt so far out of your comfort zone, really, it teaches you a lot about yourself. It teaches you really how insignificant you really are. I mean, you get dropped off in a mountain, and you know darn well there's nobody coming to get you for 16 days. You're there, you're by yourself, and you're looking around, and this beautiful scenery can make your life very miserable in a very, very short period of time. But I think the biggest thing I took out of the whole thing was not really the hunt. It's about just being there and learning things about yourself that you normally wouldn't learn unless you take yourself out of your comfort zone. But every once in a while you'd stop, whether it be just to catch your breath or to get a drink of water or something. You just look around and you just be like, wow, this place actually exists. You know, you can read about it, you can watch it on TV, you can hear your friends tell stories, you listen to me tell stories, but until you've been there, it's just, you can't even explain it. It's amazing.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Brewpub Pizza and Nays Baits.
Brewpub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Latza Matza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a ½ pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brewpub Latza Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Real Deal Mineral. The results speak for themselves. Since 1957, Meyer Buildings has offered full design and project management for your farm, equestrian, commercial, and storage building needs. Our recreational building line specializes in the design and construction of affordable, remote area buildings for the outdoorsman.
This is my second Meyer building. I've been satisfied both times. Their design assistance, the quality of the construction, and their attention to detail. It's perfect.
At Meyer Recreational Buildings, we offer custom building solutions for all of your building needs. Log on today for a better way to build.
Big Bear Down. Whether you're looking for a sweet recipe for bear bait or quality hunting products, we've got you covered. Big Bear Down offers all their bait selections by the bag, the barrel, or in bulk. From crushed sugar cones, trail mix, and granola to our syrups, frostings, and bait toppings, we've got the variety to keep the most cautious bears coming back again and again. Big Bear Down is also your one-stop shop for quality hunting stands, blinds, and game trail cameras. Look for Big Bear Down by our distributing at 2 convenient Wisconsin locations or at a retailer near you.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by the W.C. Russell Moccasin Company and Golden Hawk Canoes.
Hey Mike, what a hunt. I guess until you spent 16 days in the backcountry of British Columbia, you truly can't imagine all the variables that Mother Nature is ready to throw at you. Congratulations on a great trophy mountain goat and an even better adventure. Folks, join us again here next week when we'll bring you more great hunting and fishing action from around the Midwest, around the nation, and around the world, right here on Outdoor Bound TV.
Nope. I'm not even sure if we'll make the blooper reel on this one. What are you cooking, Mark?
Bacon.
We'd spotted a couple.
What did we shoot last night? Billy Goat bacon.
We did have a vortex. Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Warbank.
Oh, hi.
How are you doing, Kurt?
Bye.
What was it we were after?
Got her? A couple more hours will be done.